Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to make this super cute minimalist bralette style bikini top, and there's so many ways you can finish it and style it, so let's get into it. First thing you want to do is download the paper pattern. You want to print the paper pattern at 100% or do not scale and double check that the test square measurements match before cutting it out in your preferred size. You do not have to add any seam allowance as it's all included already. You'll end up with a pattern that looks like this. Now you want to cut 4 pieces in this direction and then flip it over and cut another 4 pieces for a total of 8 pieces. I'm using some beautiful lycra fabric here today, which is made for swimwear, and you can use a rotary cutter or a scissors to cut your patterns. It doesn't matter, whatever that feels most comfortable for you. And this is what you'll end up with. 8 pieces like this, 4 on one side and 4 flipped on the reverse. Don't forget to cut some straps. You'll need a total of 5. The width and length will vary depending on the style and size that you decide to do. I have measurements on the basic fitted style on the information page in the PDF, so you can use that as a guide. And just for reference, my straps here are 2 centimeters wide. We're going to start today by making the straps. Matching right sides together and using either overlock or a zigzag stitch with nylon thread, we're going to stitch the entire length through. And when you're done, you want to add elastic to the seam just to ensure that it has a little more structural integrity. When you finish putting the elastic, it should look something like this, and you can see it holds its shape really well. You want to take your loop turner and turn it right sides out. If you don't have a loop turner, I highly recommend you get one. It makes life so much easier. And repeat the same process for all the remaining straps. We can put that aside now so we can tackle the bust pieces. 2 of these halves form 1 cup, so you just need to match them right sides together and stitch it down from the notch point right to the edge. This is what it should look like, and you want to just repeat it with all the remaining bust pieces. And you'll end up with this, 2 pieces for the self and 2 pieces for the lining. Now if you've noticed on my pattern, I've included a fold line. This is to ensure that no fabric peeks through our strap channels, and it just keeps everything looking really nice and neat. So you want to fold all the pieces on the fold line towards the inside or the wrong side and pin it in place. And you can repeat that for all the remaining pieces. When that's done, we're going to take one of the lining pieces and one of the self pieces and match them right sides together, pinning in place because we're going to stitch the outer edges. Now the middle of the bust point may be an issue and it may wibble and wobble when we try to stitch it, so I would recommend doing a little hand base there just to ensure that it doesn't move about when we stitch it down. I like to start by sewing the sides and the edges of the bikini top, making sure I don't go all the way to the end. So I'm doing that right now before I tackle the center part. Overlocking angles and corners can be quite tricky, so really take your time when you do this. It really helps that you basted the stitch before so that things are not going to move too much. But if you want a detailed tutorial on how this can be done, let me know and I'll be more than happy to show you how to do it. Don't forget to add elastic on the outer edges of the bikini top too. I'm using lingerie elastic, but you can totally use any non-woven elastic like rubber elastic. When that's done, we're going to cut a small opening on the top to be able to pass our straps through. Remember, it's always better to cut a smaller opening and widen if necessary than cut a bigger one. We want our straps to sit flush in the opening. Then to keep it in place, I'm going to do a little straight stitch right on the edge. Now this part is optional, but something I like to do to ensure a nice clean edge for the straps. I fold over the seam allowance and stitch it down with a little hand stitch like so. And just for a little extra security, I'll go over that with another straight stitch before cutting the excess strap off. It's starting to look like a bikini top, guys. We're gonna now place all the excess straps inside of the cup and pin it down, being mindful of the fold line before overlocking the bottom edge from one end to the other. Now we're going to take our loop turner and turn the whole thing right sides out, being very mindful to be gentle and not tear anything. And this is what you should have. We're going to do a straight stitch around 0.7 centimeters from the bottom edge from one side to the other to create the underbust strap channel. It should look something like this. Repeat these exact same steps for the other bikini cup. All we have left to do is to loop the underbust strap through and finish it whichever way you like. Like today I'm doing very minimalist straps with the adjustable underband. There are a few ways you can style this bikini. The options are pretty much endless. These are some of my favorites, but really add your personality to it. I hope you guys can try out this pattern, and if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!